So I did it. I bought some Tesla stock recently, and today I'm going to be sharing with you exactly how many shares I purchased, why I purchased those shares, and what I see going forward in the next month or two for Tesla stock, which I think could send the stock a lot higher. So if you're an investor in Tesla or you're thinking of investing in Tesla, you definitely want to watch this whole video because I do think there will be some piece of information in here which may change your investment thesis. Now, I made a video on Tesla with a deep dive video a few months ago now. But if you want to check that out, I will leave a link up here so you can check that out. But essentially, it's kind of due for a refresh. I might make a new video for that. If you want to see that, let me know in the comment section down below. But a lot of the information in there is kind of interesting because you can see how the company was, say, 8 months ago compared to how it is now. But anyways, let's kind of first talk about my position here to let you guys know that, yes, I did purchase some Tesla shares. So earlier this week, I actually did pick up around 5 shares of Tesla, which equates to just around $1,350 US. And I got it for around $269.25 per share, which I thought was a complete steal for this company. Keep in mind that this is meant as a swing trade, and I may or may not have Tesla in my long-term portfolio as well. But anyways, there's some pretty big reasons why I think Tesla will rebound to $300 plus per share in the coming weeks, so let's get into those right now. So reason number one is the Model Y pre-order numbers. So this I think is a big one that the media is actually downplaying and investors are really underestimating here. Model Y was unveiled by Tesla on March 14th, and honestly, it was exactly what we were expecting with one nice small bonus. This is Tesla's first affordable SUV or CUV, featuring similar design to the Model 3 and some Model X styling as well, like the rear end roofline, for example. It offers 300 miles of range and has options built out to be an incredibly fast car and have features like autonomous driving as well. The surprise here was that this could also be a 7-seater option as well, making this an option for even larger families who want a more affordable SUV that's still fully electric. And honestly, this was pretty much exactly what Tesla needed. They needed a SUV that was affordable, that was an equivalent to the Model 3, and that is exactly what they delivered here. But the media is trying extremely hard to portray this as a disappointment and that it wasn't anything special here from Tesla. I personally did watch the live stream event, and I noticed that the crowd was also pretty mediocre when the car was unveiled, mainly because a lot of this was leaked beforehand. We kind of knew what the design sort of looked like, we kind of knew all the features of the car, and pretty much everything that was predicted before matched what was announced the day of. The one surprise that a lot of these media outlets didn't pick up on was that they actually flashed an image on the screen here at one point during the presentation which hints at a Tesla pickup truck, but no details on that were really released at the event. But anyways, I personally think that the Model Y will actually have some very impressive pre-order numbers. And Tesla themselves actually also tweeted out implying that the orders were pretty strong because they did say that their website actually went down due to unusually high volume. This implies that they actually maybe had a good amount of orders for the new Model Y and maybe even existing Model 3 and Model X and Model X's, because there was a small price increase that was going into effect, so maybe people last minute changed their mind and they wanted to actually purchase sooner rather than later. Now, some people that are skeptical out there believe this is all a marketing stunt, but I don't think that this is the case because Tesla would not necessarily do this just for the short-term pleasure here of having the stock price go up, because they do see the long-term kind of goal. Maybe if it was tweeted out by Elon directly, we could be a little suspicious, but this is actually tweeted out by Tesla's actual account. Who knows, maybe he's still behind that, in which case, you know, maybe it is speculation. But what I found ironic was that the market actually did not believe this tweet when the tweet came out. It was pretty much flat. The stock actually started selling off after the event, and it actually showed that investors don't have any confidence in what Tesla or Elon Musk has to say about orders, order numbers, or vehicle deliveries. So really, in a nutshell, I think the first major catalyst here which could send Tesla stock much higher is that Model Y pre-numbers come out and they're much stronger than expected. Alright, now let's move on to reason number two, which is kind of what I touched upon 2 seconds ago, and that is deliveries, specifically deliveries in this first quarter. So this is actually different from the ordering aspect, but this actually pertains to how many cars Tesla was able to get delivered to their customers. So you can see here that last quarter they actually delivered around 90,000 vehicles, and this includes all of their models, and the quarter before that they actually delivered close to 83,500 models. So this is astronomical growth in my opinion, even compared to say a year ago, which shows that Tesla has pretty much shifted now to a more successful production model. And as a result, they're able to produce more cars and deliver more cars as well. And even Elon Musk tweeted out a few months ago confirming this, really saying in his tweet that we've gone from production hell to delivery logistics hell. implying production issues are now under control. And Musk has really been pushing out and asking employees to help with deliveries this quarter as well. He even sent out an email company-wide outlining this and asking for assistance. And this applies to any employee regardless of their position in the company. It's pretty funny because even though they're a $50 billion company, they still kind of act like a startup here. And I think they still have the startup potential, which is why a lot of people are still very interested in investing in Tesla. So really, deliveries are still kind of being bottlenecked here by logistics issues and delivery issues. Maybe they don't have enough people to deliver. But I do think that Elon Musk and Tesla are trying their hardest to have at least 100,000 cars delivered in this quarter. Also keep in mind that they are now delivering to China and Europe, so there's a lot more cars to send out. And I think the 100,000 mark is very likely. In fact, Musk actually states that Europe and China are simultaneously experiencing the same massive increase in delivery volume that North America experienced last year. So last year's numbers, which we just went through, actually tell us anything. It shows that Tesla is going to be delivering a lot of cars in this quarter. And honestly, even analysts are not optimistic on this point either, which is why I think it presents a really good opportunity here for us retail investors. Because let's say Tesla does come out with numbers that is over 100,000 deliveries here, I actually think that'll send the stock in a pretty strong rally, because at this point it's been beaten down so much that bad news is pretty much priced in my opinion. In fact, analysts only see around a 14% upside in the stock, but I'm seeing prices much higher here in the next year or so as these issues get ironed out. Now keep in mind that Tesla also said that the base Model 3 is now available, so this should kind of see a more influx of buyers that were kind of saving and waiting for that cheap Model 3. They might actually start putting in their orders now as well. But the thing here is that I don't think we're going to really see any deliveries of these models. Really are not many in this past quarter. But in the next quarter and the quarter after, I think we're going to see a lot more of these. Okay, now let's move on to our third reason here, which is the charts. And I think that this one was the one that really kind of set me up for a good entry, and I think that I got an amazing entry price here on this stock. So if you follow my channel, you know that I like to use technical analysis to pick my entry points, even if it's a long-term investment, because my logic is that just because it's long-term does not mean you should actually wait for a good time to buy a stock. And if you use technical analysis, it actually helps you narrow down that window as to when you can start buying stock. And really, when I looked at Tesla's chart before I bought this, it was kind of a no-brainer for me, which is why I instantly, as soon as I saw it, went out and bought some shares. So let me show you the chart here, and you can see on the weekly that Tesla has a major support at the 200 moving average and has an uptrend support here as well. We've tested this level 4 times before, and it has held every single time, implying that buyers find value at this level. And zooming in closer, we can see here that we recently dropped below this level, and once again buyers stepped up, and now we're back above this level. If you look closely, my entry at around $269 is more or less right where the support is, which turned into resistance briefly. So after we dropped below and came back up to the level to test it, that was my signal for entry. As you can see, since then it's pretty much blasted through this support, which like I said was resistance briefly, and the 200 moving average as well, implying that there's very strong buying sentiment here at this price point. And currently as it stands, we're sitting above both these levels, and I think the charts are ready for either reason 1 or reason 2, or even both, to play out to rally back to $300 or more. When will that happen? Well, we'll have to wait and see, but if you look at the last big rally that Tesla had, we jumped from $250 per share to $350 per share in a single week, which is absolutely insane volatility. I also want to quickly point out here that the RSI at the bottom here, which shows how oversold or overbought a stock is, currently says that Tesla is extremely oversold at these levels. So this is another indicator pointing towards a rally coming soon, in my opinion. So will I be buying more Tesla stock? Well, I might already have it in my long-term portfolio. If you want to find out, you can check that out in my link down below, the VIP group. All of the members in there see full access to my full portfolio. But really, in all seriousness here, I do think that Tesla is an incredible company, and at current levels is very tempting, even for a long-term hold. And really, the previous concerns of them being profitable is kind of washed away, in my opinion. They have proven in the last couple of quarters that they can be profitable if they need to be, and that as an investor makes me a lot more confident in the company and wants me to purchase even more shares in the company. Let me know in the comment section down below if you're a Tesla investor, and if not, maybe you're invested in NIO or some other competitor. Either way, let me know down below. Thanks for watching, guys. Remember to check out that Tesla deep dive video up here if you want to. It'll kind of give you some insight as to where the stock was, say, 8 months ago to where it is now. But either way, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to invest positively, and I'll see you in the next one.